In August of 2009, my daughter was diagnosed with stage 3 brain cancer. And basically, it changed our entire lives. She had gone through 2 surgeries, and unfortunately, they couldn't get the tumor out. So then she became a patient of St. Jude. After several months of that, they had no protocol to help her. So basically, she was sent home, and we just figured she was just going to die eventually. We didn't want to do chemo or radiation because the type of tumor she had was a glial neuronal tumor, meaning if you treat it with chemo, or actually if you treat it with radiation, the other cells would then be chemo resistant. So that automatically means she's going to die. So for about a year, we didn't really know what we were going to do, but I knew chemo and radiation was not the answer. And so my goal was really to just work on her immune system. And so by the next year, August of 2010, I found Arnold Kaufman, and we were introduced to a raw foods diet, essentially. And now she's cured her brain cancer, and she's 17. She's graduated from college. She's done amazing things. You know, she's involved in theater. She has been in so many performances and has won so many awards and been nominated for so many things. So she, she got her life back.
Was there any fear for you in adopting a fruit-based diet?
No. In fact, it's funny. I always look at problems with common sense. And one of the things that I asked the doctors was, how do you get cancer? And they said to me, don't even go there, because if you go there, you're going to go insane. You'll never find the answer. And I totally disagreed. I believe you had to work backwards. Something obviously gave her the cancer. So what I started to do was literally eliminate things from her life. I eliminated all her shampoos that had fragrance, all her soaps that had fragrance. We got rid of all the cleaning supplies. So I literally started changing her life, and I figured everything she was doing was wrong, so let's do everything backwards. But really, when we went to Arnold's in August of 2009, we also met Megan Elizabeth McDonald, and she put a book in my hand called The China Study. And that book was actually instrumental because I had no idea that animal protein was as dangerous as it actually is. And I never would have gone there without that book. And as soon as I read it, I realized, like, oh my God, this is it. This is really the key. And that's really what sold us on being 100% raw, because I thought raw meant you could eat raw sushi. I didn't realize that it was very involved. I also didn't realize initially that you had to be low fat. So for the first 3 months, she was actually very high fat because she didn't like vegetables. She didn't like fruits. So she was eating a lot of kale chips that we were making at home. And she was eating about 90 grams of fat a day just from the cashews and the kale chip. Because, she had to take stuff to school, right? So 3 months later, we went to get another MRI, and it showed that the cancer had stopped growing. So even with the high fat, the cancer had stopped growing. But that wasn't enough. So we basically removed the fat, and we noticed that her symptoms started to disappear more and more, and we just never went back. We never went back. She knows that she's cancer-free. I mean, you can feel it. There's a difference. When before she would get migraines, it would be debilitating. Now she has her life back. So it's very exciting.
Did you read the 80-10-10 diet?
Actually, I did afterwards. Afterwards. So we were doing 80-10-10, but so it was great to read it afterwards to see all the mistakes that we had made and realize we actually had gotten to the final result, which was really good. So, but I think, because Arnold knew, he led us there. So essentially, we were definitely following 80-10-10 principles. But I did read the book since then.
Yeah.
Sure.
What did the doctors say?
We don't care what the doctors say.
But I know I've often heard that they don't want to hear it.
No, they totally didn't believe. No, right, because even when we used to go back, and I told them, because her cancer was very fast growing, and it started to slow down. And they said, well, it was probably just a surgery, you never know how it reacts. They don't really know anything. But when I said specifically that she was eating fruits and vegetables, the doctor said, absolutely not. That has absolutely nothing to do with anything. And I knew he was wrong, because you just use common sense. If you're putting live foods into your body, it's going to heal it. If you put dead foods into your body, it's going to disease it. Common sense. So, yeah, fear never entered She was never in fear. And we always had a very positive attitude. Like, I always knew that this was going to be a gift. This was going to be a great gift if we chose to accept it as a gift. So that's basically what we did. And it has changed our life. So,
do you have any advice for any other parent or person that may be suffering with cancer or knows someone very intimately that's suffering with cancer?
You know, basically the first thing you have to do is you have to change your attitude. You can't be negative. You have to be positive. And you have to use common sense. You have to want to believe that everything you know is wrong. Because that's basically where I wound up, I wound up finding out that everything I was taught to believe was wrong. And once you can understand that and realize that it's not my fault that everything I know is wrong, then you can begin to grow as a person. So you have to be open-minded to everything. And you also have to ask, who has a profit motive? Because that was the thing. When we went to the New Jersey Cancer Institute, they had this amazing building that probably cost millions of dollars, brand state-of-the-art, new stuff. We looked around, not one person had anything in common. And we're looking and we're thinking, this is big business. And I thought, you know what, there's no way we're going to go and do this. We can't be part of this system. This is not working. So we figured we'd be better off doing nothing than doing the chemo and the radiation. So that's, luckily, we were very lucky. We were very lucky that she was willing to go raw, considering she didn't like fruits and vegetables. So that was,
Does she like them now?
Oh yeah, she loves romaine hearts. She eats six heads of the romaine hearts every night. That's her dinner, essentially. She doesn't even bother cutting them up. She just eats them plain. So.
Thank you so much for sharing your story.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome anytime.
We are not consumers, we are creators. We are bread takers and we are energy makers. We are not consumers, we are creators. We are bread takers and we are energy makers. Yes, yes. Oh, yes.
And when you sign up for Woodstock this year and have the free option to sponsor one of the presenters, please choose Dr. Douglas Graham to let the Woodstock organizers know that you want to see Dr. Douglas Graham at the festival next year. Thanks. See you at the festival.
Simple life always lets you know that you can't pass it life. No way. Mama Nature has the rights to the simple purity. Can't you see? You can't pass it life. No way. Mama Nature has the rights to the simple purity. Can't you see? Yes, yeah.